Oh boy. Hello. Hey Barry. Hey, anyone else who's in there? Um, Hold on. I completely forgot to send my little Discord notification. So give me just 1 second, and I'll be right there. Did you enjoy the new intro music I have? I hope you could hear it properly. But I didn't compose it, but I kind of made it in FL Studio, which I'm a little bit proud of, tiny bit. Hello, hello. Um, just copy this, put this in here. Nice and simple. There we go. How's the weekend been treating you so far, Perry? Also, my voice, I don't know why, but my voice, my lungs are tired. Like, way too much. I don't know. I haven't done anything crazy. Maybe it's just, maybe it's just like the air today. It's not quite, it's not quite right. Um, but yeah, new game today. Let me just check if I set this up correctly this time. I should have it set up. I was good getting ready for the farm stand. Yeah, how about me? Uh, things have been happening. Things have been going on. Um, New game, yes, new game. But yeah, I've just been kind of mentally busy past couple of days. It was kind of good that my internet kind of just died for a bit. It gave me some time to figure some things out. Nothing major. But yes, new game, big screen. Let me get to the game. We go up to the settings. No. Which settings have not been applied? Sounds good. See if is the volume okay? I do hope so. This game is called, well, you might be able to see it in the title too, but it's called Hakuoki Kyoto Wind. It's a dating sim where you date very attractive samurai men. Quite a simple concept. I have played dating sims before, specifically this type, which are called otome game. So dating sims directed towards women. I think the settings should be fine. Yes, Hakuoki Kyoto wins. Let's start. Okay, right. We enter our name. Oh god, how do I... how do I do it? Hold on. Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, I use a controller for this. Cherish! Hi, how's it going? Hope. Oh, comes my friend for basically a whole month. Oh no! I mean, if you want to see it on the bright side, the longer you don't see them, the more amazing it's going to be when you get back together, you know? When you can see each other again. Get back together is kind of wrong word. But yeah, again, this is a dating sim, specifically something called an otome game. We get it. I'm trying to figure out how to enter my name. Says before. You can enjoy it. Come on, you're tough. How do I... Wait. I'm so confused. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, did you swap the A and Y button? Oh, that's odd. Okay, well, obviously, Kitsu. Kitsuyu Kimura. That's gonna be my name for this, apparently. No. How do I? All these controls are odd, to say the least. Which button lets me go further? Oh! To any name input. Proceed, yes. Here we go. Work of fiction, yada yada yada. We know it. December. Ooh, we're starting in winter. Prologue. I've been waiting to play this game for so long. Something Spanish for now. Nothing. I feel it. I've actually started using ChatGPT recently. Well, I've started using it more in a different way to learn Japanese. Where I asked ChatGPT to kind of simulate a conversation between two people, and kind of give me an explanation of all the grammar, all the words used. Especially with Japanese, it's going to be like which words indicate which level of formality. I highly recommend it. If you know how to use it, it's fantastic. And you can ask it to ask you a question. You're going to have to formulate an answer using what you know. And you can ask ChatGPT to give you like a correction or some alternatives for your answers. It's really quite useful if that's how you're able to learn. But yeah. Kitsuyu Kimura. That is me. So, this is Kyoto. I've done sometimes. I recommend doing it more. At least it's been helping me quite a lot recently. Okay, we're in Kyoto. It was awfully impressive, no denying it. Oh, that's my controller reconnecting. Even simple hellos between people passing the street seem warm and friendly. That does not sound like Kyoto. I'm sure it's a lovely place, but I've just heard people there are not very nice sometimes. They nodded and smiled to one another, as a family and not strangers, about on errands. God, my voice is dying today. Perfect day for a game where you have to read a lot. Still, there was something else as well. Something making the city feel strangely cold. Almost as though there was a great invisible wall, shutting out anyone wandering from the country. I'm not sure if I belong here. No, that's all in my head. I walked quite some distance to reach Kyoto, and both my mind and body were exhausted. By the way, this is historical kind of visual novel thing. Oh, dating sim. Obviously, they're samurai, so we're quite a bit in the past here. Burning a candle for 4 hours not burned correctly. What do you mean it's not burning correctly? What's the correct way for a candle to burn? Even so, tiredness was no reason to mean there. I'd feel sorry for myself. I can afford to. Oh, the edges aren't burning. Oh no. I hope we can get that figured out somehow. Excuse me? I hesitantly stopped a passerby. Sorry, I seem to be a bit lost. Could you... What am I supposed to do now? was lost again, but in a different sort of way. I sighed and looked up at the darkening sky. The sun was beginning to set. People I had spoken to showed me no unkindness, and they'd given me directions I needed, but was now really the best time to leave the city? The only person I'd hoped to visit had left town, caused hope to seep from my crumbling resolve. The only person besides father I could rely on in the city, who I could rely on. Oh god. Wait, is that just a translation error? Or am I... Besides father I could rely on, city who I could... To be clear, this is originally a Japanese game, and it's quite old now. I think it's like 8 years old at this point. So translations might be a bit rough. But yeah, we're relying on Dr. Matsumoto. Oh, okay. Kodo Yukimura, a Dutch educated doctor in service to the shogunate. How do you actually say it? I've never really heard that word being said. I just say it the Japanese way, shogunate. And the father of the protagonist has been missing since shortly after his arrival in Kyoto. Oh, okay. Our father is missing. Is there more terminology? I guess not. Oh, wait, okay, that's something different. These buttons confuse me. Let me quickly also... Not this. Text speed, let's put on fast. You can turn off the romance. Oh, that's amazing. Right. Button config. Let's just see what the buttons actually do before I press all kinds of wrong buttons. Okay, that's for auto skip. We don't want that. Toggle of read forwards. Don't need that currently. That's for menu. We figured that out. Quick save. Okay. And switch page. Very, very handy. Okay, and Y is for skipping. No clue what button this is. It's a blank button. Ah, here we go, here we go. That's why we switch to a different page. So the guy we're looking for is Ryojun Matsumoto, a respected doctor working for the Tokugawa shogunate. Okay. Dr. Matsumoto was a doctor serving at... Well, we just read that. Shogunate, for anyone who doesn't know, is a military government run by samurai. And this game refers to the Tokugawa shogunate. Good to know. I had never met him myself, but my father put a great deal of trust in the man. He had told me that if I ran into any trouble in his absence, I was to contact Dr. Matsumoto. I kind of want to read it, you know, as Matsumoto Sensei. I'm so used to it from like subtitles in anime. Like, if I read Dr. Matsumoto, in my head I hear Matsumoto Sensei. Unfortunately, Matsumoto Sensei was out on business and would not return for some time. Looks cool. I mean, go ahead and send a pic. Anytime. Was I too hasty? Perhaps I should have waited. It's indeed rude to visit without warning, which is why I had sent a letter prior to my arrival. Let me also see your candle real quick. Is that just a flame? Looks like just a flame. A pretty one. Very, very pretty. It does have a heart, doesn't it? Oh, that's lovely. And you made that? That's pretty cool. Oh, did not mean to do that. But it seems he had left before reading my letter. Perhaps I thought I should have waited for a reply before traveling to an unfamiliar city. But I can no longer spend time waiting idly for news. What made you made it? That part of it. That's neat. I always find it weird to enter like the name, my actual like nickname in these games. It feels so direct. Kitsu. Is something wrong, father? He paused for a moment and looked at me. Hi. Oh. It's actual voice acting. Wait, it's so quiet. Hold on. Sound settings. Increase the voice volume. There we go. We won't be able to hear these guys. Seems I must depart for the city of Kyoto. Is it for business again? Waylord's dying? What are you on about, Cherish? He's fine. He's not dying. He's a bit flat today, isn't he? I could floof him up. He left the house often during that period. Sometimes for days at a time. How long will you be gone? Probably making jokes about stating. Aw, that's neat. All the updates. Hey, that's neat though. I'm afraid I can't say. A month perhaps, maybe 2. Oh. There was no hiding my disappointment. Nonetheless, I wasn't a child anymore. I couldn't beg him not to go, or some other foolishness. Yes, I'd be lonely, but I was much more worried for him. Please, father, be careful. They say that the city of Kyoto is dangerous. He only smiled and nodded. You needn't fret. I'll be sure to send you letters often, so you will have no need to worry. Okay. You promise? Father kept his promise. A new letter arrived so often, I scarcely had the time to respond before another would arrive. Oh damn. That's sweet. He told me that he worried about me being home all by myself. Then the letters stopped. A whole month passed with no word. Wait, Cherish, what are you laughing about? Working, lurking? Enjoy the work. Enjoy the lurk. ChatGPT tells me, ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name? English. So it's literally translated to, how are you called? Which makes sense, yeah. I think that's like just a more direct way of saying it, or asking it. Like, what do people call you? Tell me, please. Nice teeth? What? No clue what you're on about. Father, they say Kyoto's full of Ronin. Can I roll my R's? If I try, probably. I mean, I can roll it about as well as a Japanese person could probably roll it. How do you roll an R? That's a good question. I mean, if we take the example of this word here, Ronin. Ronin? That kind of roll? That's like a super Dutch way of rolling that R. Yes. Ronin are samurai who have left their master, who have been stripped of their privileges. Can also refer to samurai who does not have a master to serve. Or what I like to call a stray samurai. Oh, this one has teeth. God, it's weird having a G and then rolling an R after that. I don't know how to do that sound. I cannot do that like weird growl sound. There we go. It's not a safe place. Usually a samurai is paid by the house, but house referring to the domain or clan that a samurai serves. It can also be used after fashion to refer to a specific person a samurai serves. I like how it's actually teaching you all these things. Sombra. Always one has teeth. So I assume that's from Overwatch. I'll do it in a bit, Cherish. You know what? Let me give it a quick listen. Yeah, okay. I hear that sound. I cannot do that sound. I don't think. With a bit of practice, maybe. But that deeper roll of Nar, I'm not going to be able to do. that's more for actual like roar sound, and I'm not doing that. Yeah, usually samurai is paid by the house, but Ronin who report to no house often rob people in order to make ends meet. Continue. That's refused to practice. I mean, if you can do it, that's enough, right? They're nothing more than violent criminals who hide behind the image of the samurai. Such is the state of the city of Kyoto, the city of Ronin. Small wonder, then, that I worried for my father. My mind would concoct horrible possibilities, and I often found myself depressed and tense. First, I suppose I need to find a place to stay. Lost in thought, I didn't notice nightfall descend. If I was honest with myself, I hadn't the faintest idea of how long searching for him would take. I brought a negligible sum of money with me, enough to last me a month if used wisely. Finding father in this wind of time was a must. Otherwise, I would have to depend on Dr. Matsumoto returning in his time. Or else I'd be forced to return home without a word. Well, at any rate, I should try and be as frugal as possible. I lengthened my stride and set off on my path. Fortunately for me, men's clothing assisted with keeping a quicker pace than women's. That makes sense. Kyoto presented many dangers to a young girl hoping to explore the city without direction. My disguise, such as it was, proved successful, and I safely made it all the way to Kyoto. wait, hold on. Cherish, you have 100,000 points. Okay, 10,000 points. I was about to say 100,000 would be near impossible, because I don't think I've streamed enough for you to gather that much yet. But she's 10k. Wait, you could almost be the first to redeem the gift sub redeem. Because now at first place. Get it while it's cheap. Such success went to my head, led me to believe I could explore Kyoto as I pleased. But Kyoto is not a safe place. I should have remembered that. Oh, outbreak. Save whenever main outfit redeem. That is still, yeah, that is still possible. Well, it's an outbreak. I'm going to take a quick sip as well. Also, can you name the film that marked the debut of Al Pacino, one of Hollywood's most iconic actors? I do not know. I'm not even sure who that guy is. I probably know him, but... Wait. Do you think they're hot? Who? Do I think who's hot? Mates? So let me put this up. Oh wait, why doesn't this work? Hold on. What? Oh. Let me check something real quick. Why is this not working? Source? Here. There we go. Things keep breaking, I don't know why they break. But Cherish, are you asking if I think mates are hot? If that's what you're asking. If they are mates that can fight, yes, battle mates. Those are pretty hot. Oh wait, samurai men? If they can fight, yeah. It depends. I'm gonna have to see. It's gonna depend on personality. I'm hoping there's some good characters in this. So, let's see when we meet the first actual samurai here. Outbreak is about to end in like 5 seconds. Which is now. So Al Pacino's first foray into the big screen was in the 1969, nice, film Me, Natalie. I don't recall seeing that. Regardless, moving on. Instead, I'd somehow convinced myself that the city's hidden dangers didn't apply to me. Oh, there we go. Hey, kid. I was about to discover otherwise. what a lovely hairdo. Oh, he definitely cut his hair himself. Oh god. I spun around. In the street in front of me were 3 Ronin. I can't speak. Roni. Can I help you? Why is my voice dying today? I'm slightly upset about that. Hold on. Maybe it's a posture. Let me quickly stretch. Get those lungs, get the neck all loose and expanded. Can I help you? I did my best to keep my voice calm, reaching nonchalantly for my kodachi, which it explains here. A short katana, by the end of the Edo period, referred to a large wakizashi. It was usually worn as half of a pair with a larger sword, such as a katana. So, like a knife, essentially. My father encouraged me to take sword lessons. I kept with them, and I did rather well. I was confident enough in defending myself. Except there's 3 people here. However, perhaps my overconfidence in myself is what served the situation at hand to me. I'd messed up and let my guard down. My fault. There was a chance I could take them on, but there were 3 of them, and 1 of me. Pretty nice blade you got there, kid. Only then did I realize they were far more interested in my sword than they were in me. Ah, okay. Looks like a bit much for a pub like this, right? Actually, do you think I should be reading out the enemies, or not the enemies, the other characters' lines? Or do we just listen to the Japanese voice acting? I'm just gonna assume people can read, and those who cannot read, they're just gonna have to try and understand Japanese. Because my voice is not gonna do it all the way through. I'm gonna read the lines after, like, of our character. But that's all I trust myself to do for today. But this is... The sword wasn't just some blade I picked up. It was a family heirloom spanning generations. There's no way I could give it to the Ronin. Though I had a feeling they wouldn't understand. In such a situation, the best decision was undoubtedly to retreat. Or as I call it, run like a bitch. I turned and ran as fast as my legs could. Wood after me. Oh, John! How's it going? Well, it's looking fresh. You sure is. Yeah, how's you doing? Can you wait on a week? I don't know if I have the money for a wig. Aren't they quite expensive? Oh yeah, like the emotes? Gosh, they sure don't give up easily, do they? Oh yeah, by the way, John, if you just happen to, we're doing a dating sim essentially. Specifically one called, a type of game called Otome game. They are directed towards women, so we're gonna be dating men, but I'm down. I love these types of games. They're just, often they're quite well written, surprisingly well written. Right on, we're being chased by some guys. Not in a fun way. I felt like I'd been running for quite a while, but I could still hear the Ronin cursing loudly. I ducked into an alley, flattening against a wall. After deciding they weren't too close, I crept farther into the alley. Someone left a couple sheets of wood leaning against one of the houses. A perfect hiding spot. What luck, I thought, kneeling down under them. This is my way to escape this mess. Huh? I was listening for sounds intently. A suspicious calm entered my mind. I expected to hear the Ronin yelling to each other, looking for me. But seconds turned into minutes. I heard nothing. I was about to sneak out and have a look when... Oh boy. Are we meeting our first guy? Oh, what? My plan to investigate was immediately halted. Remaining silent and hidden was more important. Still. What would I fighting? It was then that true fear began to set in. There was something dangerous out there. Something quite possibly lethal. My imagination conjured up no shortage of gruesome theories. Even so, I could feel an itch of curiosity. I wanted to know what was out there. Carefully, I peeked around the corner's edge. Ooh! The cold reflection of moonlight upon a blade glared at me. My eyes followed it to the arm that held it, clad in a coat of light blue. Had this person saved me? But no slower than it appeared. My hope vanished. Oh god. What was that laugh? Oh god, we found a psychopath. I heard the Ronin stumbling to beg for his life. The person in the blue coat said nothing. Just stepped forward, his sword raised. Oh. Didn't even kill him, just hurt him, I guess. A high screeching laugh cut the man's scream. Oh boy. The blade fell through the air like a butcher's knife rather than a sword. No skill, just death. The scream turned wet, caught, and disappeared, like air leaving half-empty bellows. My eyes went wide. I just witnessed a murder. Any strength I'd received vanished quickly. My legs gave way. My legs gave way, and I crumbled to the ground. My eyes widened like busted shells. Oh, he just keeps going. He died with the first blow, but as I watched the blades fell, carving lines into the corpse. The soft slip of a blade through flesh. The silent creep of blood across ground. I felt nothing from them but madness. Their only desire was raw, animalistic violence. Whatever they were, it wasn't human. They were broken. I could feel my throat clench tightly, and a warm dark smell brushed against my face. I slowly recognized the coppery tang of blood. An icy bolt of fear ran down my spine, crawling into my limbs and freezing me in place. I was terrified. What was I going to do? What could I do? You have to run, Kitsu. I forced my jaw open and drew a ragged breath. This was the only chance I'd get. I had to. Ah! My body, still numb with fear, was unresponsive. I lurched sideways against the stacked wood. With a rough clatter, it collapsed. Ooh. Ooh. He's got a handsome smile though. Like, look at that smile. The creature. Wait, there's. Oh, there's. I still assumed there was like just 3 different shots of the guy. No, it's just 3 identical looking guys. The creature's turned, cold, drenched in blood. The eyes locked with mine and bore into me. Hideous grins split the inhuman faces, shaking with excitement and prey to slaughter. I had to run. I couldn't die yet, but my legs refused to move. The hideous cackling laughter echoed. I was going to die. My body was frozen with terror. I couldn't even scream. This was it. This was the end. What? I watched them raise their bloody swords. The moon glinting off the metal. Then there was a flash of light and a soft splash of blood. I could feel it, warm and sticky. Bile began to rise my throat, but before disgust took hold, I heard a voice. It's this guy. Yes. The words suggested disappointment, but the voice sounded happy.
僕一人で始末しちゃうつもりだったのに、はじめくん、こんな時に限って仕事が早いよね。
Ooh. Okay, we got another psychopath. As he spoke, the strange man smiled, almost as if he was enjoying himself. Ooh, second guy. Oh, okay. We got a hot-headed guy and the cool guy.
うわ、ひどい言い草だな。まるで僕が戦闘狂みたいだ。
I'm liking this duo. He laughed. So, voices are still a bit low for me. I hope this sounds good for y'all. I saw the TV glow. Are you being haunted, Cherish? The man called Saito sat with the air of a long-suffering companion and looked at me. Am I being pinged? Okay, I'm not being pinged.
Demoさ、あいつらがこの子を殺しちゃうまで黙って見てれば、僕たちの手間も省けたんじゃないかな。
Okay. The storm was light, but confirmed my fears. I may have escaped the schemes of the Ronin, but I was ensnared by something much darker.
さあな、少なくともその判断は俺たちが下すべきものではない。
Love this emote. I like it too. I've actually made it my little what do you call it? The Fuji? Say something. Go ahead, Cherish. Something deep. Speaking of deep, the situation seems to be deep in the game here. Huh? Then, who was in charge of these two? The conversation led me to believe they were part of an organization. As I thought about it, I recalled hearing about men with blue coats. Ah! thoughts were interrupted by a dark shape sliding into view. Oh. Oh. I swallowed hard. The moonlight shone off his smooth dark hair. For reasons I couldn't fathom, in that moment, the light on his hair made me think of the wistfulness of flower petals. It was almost as if cherry trees were blooming out of season.
運のないやつだ。
Oh yeah, no shit. His voice was cold and quiet, like a blade of ice. Blue-white moonlight lit his slender face and shone from the blade pointed at my chest. But it wasn't his sword making my breath catch. It was his eyes. They were fierce and hard, but somewhere behind them I could catch a glimpse of something else. There could be no doubt that he was prepared to kill me, and yet he looked troubled. Not kindness, but perhaps mercy?
いいか、逃げるなよ。背を向ければ切る。
Oh, okay. He wants us to stay. Good. I nodded. There was no doubt he meant every word he said. He stared at me for a moment, then grimaced, and put his sword away, sighing. I'll read that in a bit, Cherish. Actually, I feel like fitting must be a little bit narrow. I feel like I need to. I want to change my most frustrated. Wished I wasn't the way that I am. Still haven't followed with. I wish I could change. So I think why am I like this? But if I am, it's frustrating sometimes. I've been there. Something you just either get used to or kind of figure out, or you don't. Actually, if you're asking yourself why you like this, try to answer that question. Try to actually come up with a good answer. There's a reason that that question comes up over and over. Also, please don't show Rose this game. I could show Rose all kinds of games like this. I have a whole collection. What? I was too surprised to stop myself from speaking, and quickly became apparent that I wasn't the only one.
あれいいんですか土方さん。この子さっきの見ちゃったんですよ。
As he spoke to the man he called Hichikata, his eyes narrowed. The man called Hichikata frowned back at him.
いちいち余計なことを喋るんじゃねえよ。下手な話を聞かせちまうと始末せざるを得なくなるだろうが。
The bickering. It was clear enough that what I'd seen was something they wanted to keep hidden. The more they said, the more I got it. And it was clear none of us wanted such a thing.
この子を生かしておいても厄介なことにしかならないと思いますけどね。
The way he looked at me made me feel as if he'd read my mind.
とにかく殺せばいいってもんじゃねえだろう。こいつの処分は帰ってから決める。
He's calling me a kid.
俺は副長の判断に賛成です。
Probably am.
ここに長くとどまれば他の者に見つかるかもしれない。
Okay. Oh wait, did I... hold on. Did I... How do
こう
I
血に狂うとは
view the history?
やはり実務に使える代物ではないようです。
Oh god. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons here. Let me choose buttons again. History. What button is this? Let's do this one. There we go. I kind of skipped that by accident. They looked down at the creature he'd killed, as though he'd forgotten the whole ordeal. Oh, so creatures react to blood? Oh no, hold on, they're talking about me having that reaction to blood.
頭の痛い話だ。
He peered down at the corpse, his face an emotionless mask. When he looked back up at his companions, however, his eyes narrowed.
つうかお前ら、土方とか副長とか呼んでんじゃねえよ。伏せろ。
へえ、伏せるも何もこの大服を着てる時点でバレバレだと思いますけど。
I love the bickering that's going on here. He was right. Even I had heard stories about a gang of cruel men in blue coats who cut people down in the streets. But I didn't know how to confront the dilemma of pretending I didn't see any of these horrors. My mind swelled through a pool of worries and thoughts, almost as if I was being drawn into their world. A world where there's nothing strange in carrying on a normal conversation in the dead of night with corpses for company.
死体の処理はいかように、肉体的な異常は特に現れていないようですが。
Ichigata thought for a moment before he spoke.
羽織だけ脱がせとけ。あとは観察の方で何とかする。
承知しました。
新選組の大使が切り殺されてるなんて、僕たちにとっても一大事ですしね。
He gave a derisive bark of laughter.
あとはここにいた奴が黙ってりゃ、世間も勝手に納得してくれるだろうよ。
He looked directly at me. Oh, big yawn coming in. Here we go. He looked directly at me. I got the distinct feeling his words weren't for his companions. It was common for people to be murdered in Kyoto. It was a dangerous city after all. I knew that, of course. But to see it happen? That was something else entirely. If death was such an easy thing in Kyoto, I thought, then the city itself must surely be mad.
ねえ、ところでさ、助けてあげたのに、お礼の一つもないの。
I guess I was saved? Huh? I didn't realize right away he was speaking to me. When I did, my eyes went wide. What do you mean, saved me? Well, he did have a point. Despite their threats, they saved my life. I stood up as steadily as I could manage, brushed some dirt off my clothes, and bowed. Thank you very much. I apologize for not thanking you earlier. There was so much going on, I was a little confused. I glanced up at them tentatively. The man called Hajime also looked confused. His eyes were wide and he had an expression I couldn't place. Hijikata looked as though he'd taken a bite of something sour. I sighed deeply before continuing. I know it seems weird to say that, but he told me I should say thanks, so I looked up. Saito and Hijikata both stared pointedly at anything but me, and the third one was shaken with laughter.
あ、ごめんごめん。そうだよね。僕が言ったんだもんね。
He broke out in laughter again, so much so that he was forced to wipe a few tears from his eyes as he straightened up.
どういたしまして。僕は沖田総司と言います。礼儀正しい子は嫌いじゃないよ。
Oh, what? Thank you for helping me. Not quite sure what else to do. I bowed again.
君を助けてくれたのが斉藤はじめくん。それでこっちの偉そうなのが。
Okay, Okta Soji, Saito Hajime. I like Hajime so far. Oh, Saito, son.
わざわざ紹介してんじゃねえよ。
Hijikata Toshizo.
副長、お気持ちはわかりますが、まず移動を。
Whatever mirth was inspired was gone. The man called Saito now spoke quite urgency. Oh, the man called Saito now spoke with quiet urgency. The man named Okta grabbed hold of my wrist, smiled, and led us down the street. His grip was a touch too tight to be friendly. His fingers like iron cables around my arm. There's no question about my situation. I quickly picked up on the notion that if I were to run, I would be killed. Instantly. My life was in the hands of these strange men. Exciting. I set my jaw and stood up as straight as I could. My eyes crept up from the bloodstained coat and met Saito's gaze.
己のために最悪を想定しておけ。さしていいようには転ばない。
I guess we're in trouble. We like trouble. His words were like a dagger in my stomach. What was going to happen to me? Was I going to die? As we walked through the bleak Kyoto night, I felt horror crawl its way up my spine once again. The cause of my horror wasn't the gruesome end that awaited me, but something else entirely. I spoke with these men and watched them speak, standing next to a warm corpse soaked in blood. That I had done such a thing terrified me in an altogether different way. Perhaps this is what it is like to go mad. Oh, here we go. Interesting.
空へ空へ高き空へ向かい咲きし花よ時の冗談さえ踏み越えて酒あでやかに振り向きもせず花は咲いて散りゆくその生き様糸強く潔く愛おしき人がごとあされども背負う夢はあまりに重くただ見守るもどかしさこの胸にしまいて今宵も祈る
Okay. Nice. That was the introduction. I saw some very interesting designs in there. Chapter 1, here we go. It's a whole month has passed since that whole scene. Are we part of them now? Are we working for them? Living with them? Let's see. Was it morning? What happened to me? I attempted to recollect myself. Ah, yes. Right. All at once, the events of the previous night rushed back to me. Oh, I guess it hasn't been a whole month. It's been one night. This is my room. My limbs were snugly bound in tight knots, so all I could do was wriggle around in bed, twisting the blankets around me. Oh god, that's kinky. I yearned for the comfort of my own futon, but the futility of such thoughts only forced me to confront the reality of my situation. If only I could wake from this strange nightmare. But I could not. Those men from the night before must have taken me with them to the headquarters of the Shinsengumi. For those not familiar, Shinsengumi are a military unit made up of Ronin, the purpose of which was to restore public order in Kyoto and counteract the local anti-shogunate forces. I'm really struggling to switch back and forth between Japanese pronunciation and English one. What happened to me now? I inhaled deeply, lying down to await my fate. Oh, bald guy. It was at that moment that this door slid open and a kind-looking man stepped through.
ああ、目が覚めたかい？すまんな、こんな扱いで。今、縄を緩めるから少し待ってくれ。
Oh, yes, please, loosen my ropes. He smiled quite as he removed my ropes. My wrists, however, were left bound. And you are?
ああ、そうか。私はね、井上源三郎というんだ。
Inoue Kinsaburo, captain of the Shinsengumi's 6th Division, a native of Edo, or Edo. He studied swordplay with Kondo, Hijikata and Okuta. He's sometimes referred to as Gin by his close friends. Okay. Thank you, Inoue-san.
さて、ちょっと来てくれるかい？今朝から幹部連中であんたについて話し合っているんだが、昨べあんたが何を見たのか確かめておきたいってことになってね。
Okay. So they're gonna hear me out at least. Okay. I nodded curtly and struggled to stand, but my body was sore from being bound up all night. It treated me with something like courtesy, but it was clear that I was in a lesser position. He must have been able to guess my thoughts, however, because he smiled at me and winked.
心配しなくても大丈夫さ。なりは怖いが気のいい者たちばかりだよ。
Oh, I believe that they're gentlemen. Oh. You're not home. I heard rumors of the vicious Shinsengumi that were unflattering. It was hard to imagine that the people in charge of such an organization were gentlemen.
一番年の若い東堂君は君よりちょっと年上くらいだよ。
Oh, okay. Good to know.
それに長倉君と原田君という賑やかな二人組もいるから大丈夫。
Oh, there's a lot of names. I want to try to remember all of these. Todo, around our age. The lively ones are Nagakura and Harada. Despite Inoue's reassurances, it was difficult for me to trust what I was hearing as accurate. Excuse me. Inoue led me to a room and opened the door. I stepped inside and found myself surrounded by the leaders of the Shinsengumi. Their eyes stuck into me like sharp knives. They stared before me, then gulped nervously.
おはよう。昨日はよく眠れた？
Ohio. Well, it wasn't particularly comfortable.
ふん、そうなんだ。
Yes, that is so. Sleeping with your arms and legs tied by a rope is not very comfortable, believe it or not.
さっき僕が声をかけた時には、君、全然起きてくれなかったよね。
Oh, wow. You came in when we slept, okay.
幸せそうな寝顔で、ぐっすりだったみたいだけど。
What?
からかわれているだけだ。掃除はあんたの部屋になど行ってない。
Okay, okay. He didn't watch us sleep. Good. Quite silent. I stared at Okta. Okay, that's the guy who's teasing us. Captain of the Shinsengumi's 1st Division, native of Edo. His brilliant prowess as a swordsman developed by training with Kondo and Hichikata. Okay, they've been training each other, that's cool. With his grin still spread along his face, he glanced over to Saito.
もう少しこの子の反応を見たかったんだけどな。はじめくんもひどいよね。勝手にバラすなんてさ。
I don't think Saito did anything wrong. You, on the other hand.
おいてめえら、無駄口ばっか叩いてんじゃねえ。
I don't dislike this guy. Hichikata. Commander Shinsengumi. Kondo's long-time friend who helped form Shinsengumi in Kyoto. Kondo calls him Toshi. Hichikata's voice brook no further insubordination. Okta shrugged and fell silent, but the smile lingered through his bright eyes.
でさ、土方さん、そいつが目撃者。
What's this guy? Ooh! Well, this must be the other three that were mentioned, I think. The man who spoke was, well, he looked more like a boy than a man. Might be Todo. Todo and... See, I've already forgotten the other names. Maybe this is the youthful Shinsengumi captain that Inoue was describing to me. I'd imagine the leaders of the Shinsengumi to be older, maybe even middle-aged men, but their faces were still blessed with youth. In fact, one might even confuse them at first glance for a gang of bohemian thugs.
ちっちゃいし細っこいな。まだガキだろこいつ。
お前がガキとか言うなよ、平助。
平助?
だな。世間様から見りゃ平助もこいつも似たようなもんだろうよ。
ガキ扱いしていいのは俺みたいな立派な大人になってからだぜ。
I love the amount of bickering going on between all these guys.
立派な大人って。まあ、新八が言っても説得力も何もねえがな。
True friendship has to be this way, no other way. Just giving each other shit non-stop. Two nearby men replied to Toto with very mocking but light-hearted tones. Okay, that's a young guy. Here's Kyoto, captain of the Shinsengumi's 8th division. He's native of Edo. His youngest captain is known for being particularly energetic. I somehow recalled Inoue's description of the two energetic members. His mention of them was brief, but seeing them in person was an eye-opening experience. He said the short-haired one was Nagakura, and the other with longer hair was Harada. Okay, so the guy who's showing off his abs is Nagakura. The guy who's hunched over with the ponytail, Harada.
うるさいな。おじさん二人は黙ってなよ。
ふざけんなよこのお坊ちゃまが。俺らにそんな口聞いていいと思ってんのか？
平助におじさん呼ばわりされるほど年は食ってねえよ。新八はともかく、俺はな。
てめえ、裏切るのか佐野。
へへ、新八さん図星されて怒るって大人げねえよな。
The back and forth rapport seemed developed into a rhythm from years of friendship, which predated my arrival and made me foreign here. I sensed something apart from curiosity towards me, though, like a feeling of animosity. Despite the cheerful levity, they had not forgiven my presence among them. Suddenly, I wanted very much to go home. I wanted to leave this place and never return. My chest tightened, and I sat down, hoping to wake up in bed with all of this only a memory.
口さがない方ばかりで申し訳ありません。あまり怖がらないでくださいね。
Okay. The polite guy. His voice was calm and warm. I felt myself relax, even if only for a little bit.
何言ってんだ。一番怖いのはあんただろう、三男さん。
Sanan. A colonel in the Shinsengumi. He's a native of Edo. He acts primarily as a consultant to the chief of the Shinsengumi. He's a Mikondo. This is very confusing. I feel like Kondo should be his last. No, wait, his first name? Well, his family name. So wouldn't it be Kondo Izami? As he finished speaking, the rest of the men nodded solemnly in agreement. I wondered, who could possibly command such fear and respect from these men?
おや、心外ですね。皆さんはともかく鬼の副長まで何をおっしゃるんです？
Oh, break about to start as well. Get to have someone to drink, someone to snack on. Except, every time I announce it, it kind of takes a while to load up. I'll be taking a sip of milk. Outbreak's taken a while.
私はいつだって新選組の規範を第一に考えているだけですよ。
Okay. Guy's a little arrogant.
その規範、ご法度を決めたのは土方君、君じゃなかったですか？
確かに決めたのは俺だ。だが、
Oh, there we go.
今は
Outbreak's
そんなことを言って
starting.
る時じゃねえだろうが。
God, let me make that a bit smaller. Let's put that here. Let's observe chat in its natural habitat. In the wild digital savannah of Orakitade's chat, a rare exploit emerged, causing a stir amongst the viewers. Alas, despite the best efforts with the Pokecache command, the creature eluded capture, leaving a trail of disappointment and cries of rage in its wake. The hunt continues. Quickly stretch a little. Oh. God. Yeah, I've been awake since like 2 a.m. So do forgive me if I'm a bit out of energy today. I might finish off this chapter, have a short stream for today, and perhaps continue tomorrow? Well, I'll see about it. "15 seconds till the end." To him. Oh yeah. Again, yeah, there was some stuff going on yesterday which kind of drained me mentally a bit. So I ended up falling asleep at like just because I was so tired. I think I fell asleep. When? Wait. I want to say around 7 p.m. So very, very early. Might have been even earlier, around 6, 7 p.m. ish. And just slept until the middle of the night. So I want to be awake a bit longer today. So I'm kind of keeping myself awake now. So, you know, I'll have some more energy tomorrow on stream. But yes, ad break's over. Back to the game. Wait. Here we go. The man called Sanan and Hijikata stared at one another with a smirk.
トシと三男君は相変わらず仲が良いな。
Ooh. Well, there's something I like about this kind of hairstyle. I generally sometimes, if my hair is willing to cooperate, I'm totally rocking that kind of hairstyle. Hijikata and Sanan sounded distant when they spoke to one another. Not exactly friendly. Still, the man who spoke had certainly sounded as though he thought they were friends.
ああ、自己紹介が遅れたな。俺が新選組局長、近藤勇だ。
This is Kondo-san. Okay. one of the founders of the Shinsengumi, an organization created to help keep the peace in Kyoto. He's originally from Edo. Is there going to be someone here who's not from Edo? When you say chief, do you mean to say you are the most important man in the Shinsengumi?
いや、まあ、俺が偉いわけじゃない。皆の代表ということだよ。
I just noticed his little, what do you call it? Bun? Is that a bun he's rocking in the back of his head? I don't have that.
それからそこの都市が副長で、横にいる三男君は総長を務めていて。
Okay, Toshi the commander, Sana is the colonel.
いや、近藤さん、なんでいろいろ教えてやってんだよ、あんたは。
I always call it colonel because that's how it's spelled. I just remember. Is it supposed to be pronounced colonel? I know there's like a few weird words in like the military titles that are written completely differently from how they're actually pronounced. Do you call it colonel? Or is it colonel? Because in German, you actually say colonel like it's written. But regardless.
まずいのか？
情報を与える必要がないんだったら黙ってる方が得策なんじゃないですかね。
Oh, you're being mean to him.
わざわざ教えてやる義理はないと思うけど。
You just be nice to me.
確かにそうなんだが、紹介しないことには話が進まんだろう。
I like this guy the most so far. He's nice to us. Harada glanced over at Kondo, let out a bark of laughter.
まあ、ここまで来たら知られて困ることもねえけどな。
Kondo had looked rather disappointed when Hijikata spoke, but he perked up at Harada's words. Despite knowing him for 5 minutes, it's easy to see that his words resonated well with his men. He had a sort of charisma that simply drew you in. A man who was impossible to hate. Yes, 100%. I like his eyebrows too. That's the kind of eyebrows I would like to have for like my character too, for my OC.
さて、本題に入ろう。まずは改めて昨晩の話を聞かせてくれるか。
Oh, he wants a full report of last night. People died.
昨晩、京の都を夜間巡察中に不老の老師と遭遇。相手が刀を抜いたため切り合いとなりました。一部の大使らが老師を無力化しましたが、その折彼らが失敗した様子をこの者に目撃されています。
Exposed a failure. As he finished, Saito turned to look at me. I didn't see anything. Even with my insistence, Ichikata continued to stare at me with a harsh glance. Saito remained expressionless. The smile on Okta's face didn't change.
なあ、お前本当に何も見て
Oh, sorry.
ないのか。
Why does the game pause when you tap out for a second? Sure you didn't see anything? I'm sure. Yes, I didn't see anything.
見てないんならいいんだけどさ。
あれ、掃除の話じゃお前が大使どもを助けてくれたって話だったが。
Helped out the men? No, that's not true. glanced over at Okta, but his smile remained. Whatever he was thinking was a mystery to me. I was running away from the Ronin. So some people with Shinsengumi uniforms appeared. Really, they sort of rescued me.
つまり大使どもが老子を切り殺してる場面はしっかり見たってわけだな。
I guess I did see them slicing up people, yes. uh, I couldn't exactly deny that. However, I knew that choosing to stay silent would implicate me deeper than lying would.
つまり最初から最後まで一部始終を見てたってことか。
I did kind of see everything, didn't I?
お前根が素直なんだろうな。それ自体は悪いことじゃないんだろうが。
Wasn't sure what to make of Haruda's words. My presence seemed bad for the Shinsengumi. Would the next words be ones condemning me to death for being at the wrong place and time? My voice shook, but I knew I had to try. I won't tell anyone. I promise.
偶然老子に絡まれていたという君が私たちに敵対するものとまでは言いませんが、君に言うつもりがなくとも相手の誘導尋問に乗せられる可能性はある。
Could you handle torture, he asks me. Depends on what kind. Whimper. His voice was still warm, but his words were cold. I began to feel my chances at life slip away.
話さないというのは簡単だが、この者が新選組に義理立てする理由もない。
約束を破らない保証なんてないですし、やっぱり解放するのは難しいですよね。
I mean, if they can't let me go, they can always have me be part of them, maybe?
ほら、殺しちゃいましょうよ。口封じするなら、それが一番じゃないですか。
Just kill the kid. No, don't do that. But...
掃除、物騒なことを言うな。お上の民をむやみに殺して何とする？
Yes, Kondo, tell him.
そんな顔しないでくださいよ。今のはただの冗談ですから。
Nah, this kid jokes too much.
あんたは冗談に聞こえる冗談を言え。
Did not sound like a joke. After being rebuked by Saito, Okta gave a playful smile.
しかし、なんとかならんのかね。まだこんな子供だろう。
私も何とかしてあげたいとは思いますが、うっかり漏らされでもしたら一大事です。さて、私は副長のご意見を伺いたいのですが、いかがですか、土方副長。
Come on, Hijikata. You know what's up. Ben looked to Hijikata, listening intently. He sighed and glanced around the room.
俺たちは昨晩指導に背いた大使を粛清した。こいつはその現場に居合わせた。
それだけだとおっしゃりたいんですか？
実際このガキの認識なんざその程度のもんだとは思うんだが。
けどよ、こればっかりは大義のためにも内密にしなきゃなんねえことだよな。新選組の大使は血に狂ってるなんて噂が立ちゃ、俺らのタイムにだって支障が出るぜ。
Shinpachi's words made sense to everyone. Hijikata's face looked grim.
おい、言葉を慎め。俺は指導に背いた大使を粛清したと言ったはずだぞ。
でもまあどっちみち見たことは変わらないんですけどね。
宗司の意見にも一理あると思うが、まあ俺は土方さんや近藤さんの決定に従う。
俺は逃がしてやってもいいと思う。こいつは別にあいつらが血に狂った理由を知っちまったわけでもないんだしさ。
Yeah, no, I know nothing, dude. I just saw people die for the first time. And they expect me to understand exactly what that means. What do you mean, everything? I couldn't help but wonder aloud. The mood in the room shifted to an icy silence.
Keisuke
Who said that?
余計な情報をくれてやるな。
悪い。
ああ、これでますます君の無罪放免が難しくなっちゃったね。
男子たるもの死ぬ覚悟くらいできてんだろ。お前も諦めて腹くくっちまいな。
Just like, well, it's over for you. This is where it ends. A nun? Oh, that's right. They still believed me to be a boy. With everything else that had happened, I'd completely forgotten how I was dressed.
確かに潔く死ぬのも男の道だな。俺も若い頃は切腹したし。
Wait, huh? Harada saying when he was young, he committed honorable suicide. Are these guys ghosts?
佐野の場合、まだ生きてるけどな。
The jokes were barbaric, but they both broke into raucous laughter.
副長、結論も出ないことですし、一旦この者を部屋に戻してはどうでしょうか。同席させた状態で誰かが機密を漏らせば、処分も何も殺すほかなくなります。
I'm sure there's a better way than killing me. He was right. If I remained with them, then I could easily hear something I wasn't supposed to. I didn't think he'd mentioned it for my sake, but rather as a possible concern for their group. I was still relieved when he brought it up.
そういうことにするか。ちょっと調べたいこともあるしな。
私もその判断には賛成しますよ。ここには迂闊な方も多いですしね。
三男さん、わざわざこっち見て言うとかきついよな。
まあ仕方ねえよ。迂闊なのは俺らの担当だろ。主に平助とかな。
そんな責めるなよ。俺だって悪気はなかったんだからさ。
I could hear Todo's voice rise as everyone turned to look at him. He looked at them for a bit, then turned to me and mumbled in a voice I could barely hear.
あのさ、悪かったな。
Aww. I was still apprehensive about what they might do to me, so I couldn't quite respond to him well. But he seemed to understand, and I curtly managed to nod. It was the most I could manage.
それじゃ斉藤、こいつを頼む。
Ooh, we're being taken care
承
of.
知しました。行くぞ。
Alright. We're going with Saito. Warrior record has been unlocked. Oh, wait, what's the... Hold on. What is this? It's information about all these guys. Oh, there's more, okay. What's in here? Closed. Okay, I assume this is where we just collect more information on them? Interesting. After returning to my room, I spent some time reflecting upon my state and my still bound hands. Oh, we're still bound up, okay. The rumors spoke of the Shinsengumi as vicious men, but they seemed more intimate, human to me. Still, the presence, or their being, lingered through me as if to say, we're not killers, but to protect our code, we must bring death. Remaining here is only bringing me closer to the possibility of them killing me. I don't know if I can convince them to spare me. Just as I have no loyalty to them, they have no loyalty to me. Only the Shinsengumi. But then, they mentioned a man must always be ready to face death. So are they still mistaking me for a man? Could I possibly risk exposing my true identity in exchange for mercy on my life? But this could just as easily backfire for me. And it could exact an even worse fate. Oh god. Oh, our first choice, okay. I was truly at a loss for what to do. Do we escape? Or attempt to explain my situation? Ooh. I do like being honest. But finding a way to escape could also lead to an interesting situation. What do we go with? Actually, let's also... Wait. Quick save. Just if I ever want to come back to this point. Actually... No, not quick loading. Make a proper save. To file 1. That way I can always come back way later after my first playthrough and just redo the choices. I think we attempt to explain, right? Yeah. That seems like a good choice. I would tell them the truth. Perhaps if I did, they'd understand my dilemma. Perhaps they think I'm from Kyoto as well. If I told them I'd only just arrived in Kyoto, they might lower their guard. Or so I hoped. I didn't know anyone in Kyoto. I'd only come to look for my father. I haven't even told them I'm a girl. The rest perhaps could wait, but I felt that it might be wise to tell them I was a girl. I took a deep breath and screamed loudly. "Excuse me! Is anyone there?" After a few moments, the door slid open, and several faces appeared around the edges.
大胆だなお前さん。囚われの身分で俺らを呼びつけるなんてよ。で、自分から声をかけてくるなんざ、そろそろ腹も決まったのか。
No, we're not dying here. I do wonder if you can actually die in this. That would be interesting if you can actually get a bad end. No, that's not it. I want you to hear me out.
おそらくあんたの事情は汲めないだろう。それでよければ話すといい。
お前の運のなさには同情する。まあ、成仏してくれない。
I'm not dead yet, dude.
ほら、男なら諦めが肝心だろ。
They all spoke as if they'd already consigned me to death. It was time to make my choice. I gave up. Can you really just choose to die? Oh, we're not giving up. I mean, realistically, I wouldn't trust these guys. I do just want to tell them why I came to Kyoto. I feel like that has more significance. Let's go with that. I turned to Saito. He was gold, but I hoped that meant he would hear reason as well. I'm looking for someone. Unfortunately, I don't actually know anyone in Kyoto. I only got here yesterday afternoon. Oh.
つまり夜べもなしに女子一人で人探しをしていたわけか。
Wait, he's calling me a girl. I didn't explain that I'm a girl.
今の今日は治安があんまし良くねえし、人探しは楽じゃねえよな。
He knows.
って女
？You figured it out?
少し見ていればわかる。あんたの仕草は女子のものだろう。
Okay, at least one of these guys has some brain in him.
ちょっと待ってよ。女って本当なのか？
Yes.
そう言われてみると確かに動きがおしとやかな感じだったような。そうだよな。まあ俺は最初から気がついていたぜ。
God, this guy's loud.
俺ってやつは
This guy's in shock.
女のことは知らなくて、だからその
Uh-huh. Explain yourself.
言葉もないかシンパチ。女関係は最高に疎いもんなお前。だってよ、最初に言ってくれなきゃ。
ひとまず副長のもとへ戻るぞ。当然だがあんたにも来てもらう。事情の説明は全員が揃ってから改めて頼む。
Yay. Saito for the win. Oh, alright. He looked at me silently and nodded. I nodded too, unsure of what else I could do. There I was, surrounded once again by the leaders of the Shinsengumi.
少年にしては華奢で可愛らしい顔をしていると思っていたんだが、まさか本当に女子だったとはな。
Kondo was nodding his head repeatedly, as if he was agreeing with a very intelligent suggestion. For him to notice the softness of my features, it flattered me a bit.
ああ、女だって聞いてから見ると女にしか見えなくなってくるんだよな。
Now though, like, I guess it kind of makes sense.
しかし女の子を一晩縄で縛っておくとは悪いことをしたね。
でもよ、女だって言うが別に証拠はないんだろ。
What kind of proof is he asking for? Proof?
証拠も何も一目瞭然だろうが。なんなら脱がせてみるか？
I'm not letting these guys strip me down.
許さんぞ。衆目の中、女子に肌をさらさせるなど言語道断。
Yeah, at least take me out for dinner first. Then maybe.
だがまあ、それが一番手っ取り早いと思ったんだ。無理にとは言わないがな。
でもよ、本当に女だって言うなら殺しちまうのも忍びねえよな。
Woofy! Welcome in. How's it going? Big sniffer. Yeah, we're doing a little dating sim. There's a lot of lovely men here. It is Woofy. How are you doing? How's the weekend treating you so far? Allergies? Oh no. Wait, allergies? What kind? Like the animal ones? I know it's not pollen. I assume it's not pollen. Not this time of year.
何甘いこと言ってるんだ。男だろうが女だろうが、性別の違いは生かす理由にならねえだろう。
Wait, pollen and animal. What kind of pollen is around this time of year? I guess some of them. Oh, actually, speaking of allergies and such, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I sent you the video, right? With me, with the breathing techniques. Have you given that a try? It doesn't always help, but it has helped me, especially with pollen allergy in the past. So if it's really bad, but you can still breathe properly, it might be worth trying that. Some trees are green here, around here. Pollen from fallen leaves, from ones that are turning. Oh, okay. I've never heard anyone have pollen allergy problems around like November and December. Interesting. But I hope that gets better. At least over the course of today. So you can at least enjoy your weekend. Florida's warmer. I guess, yeah. But yeah, do give the breathing exercises a try. It maybe doesn't help, but I think it's quite worth it. Yeah, hope it helps. Try his breathing techniques. Teaspoon of front for little honey, stretch mouth, mannerisms can help. I guess? I'm not sure how they help, and I've never tried it. When I had allergy problems, I always avoided sugar because of all this slime building up in like my throat. Like mannerisms. Androids are nice. Oh, they do have... Oh, I never knew that. Antihistamine properties in mandrins. How have I never heard that? That's odd. Hmm.
もっともです。ですが、女性に限らず、そもそも人を殺すのは忍びないことですよ。
Also now he's saying killing is wrong overall.
今日の治安を守るために組織された私たちが無益な殺生をするわけにはいきません。
結局、女の子だろうが男の子だろうが、今日の平安を乱しかねないなら話は別ですよね。
Yeah, no, I'm not a threat to peace. Just give a dog a bath. Shedding more than normal. Just sounds super helpful. I gotta look into that later. Again, because I have actually tried to look more into the current research that's... No, just to try and get an understanding of how allergies work and how the things that work against it actually work. It has been researched to some degree, but the process of the whole thing is still not thoroughly understood. Rough idea is there, but the exact details are still missing. Right. The Shinsengumi had already suffered a very gruesome reputation in Kyoto. If rumors spread that the men were thirsty for blood, things weren't likely to go well for them. Kyoto would banish them, and with no one to protect the people, the city would erupt into chaos. Each of the members deeply understood the consequences of behaving rashly in these times.
悪いが、お前の荷物を改めさせてもらったぜ。
Oh, he's been going through my stuff.
どうやら江戸からここまで一人で来たみてえだな。荷物はわずかな着替えと一月分の小銭、それと数通の手紙とこの小立ち。
Okay, clothing, pocket change, letters, and a sword.
手紙には幕府御殿医の松本良順の名前があった。おそらくそこを訪ねたんだろう。
Okay, they know about Matsumoto.
お前の目的は何だ？
What's my purpose? The minute my name was spoken, the vibe in the room shifted immensely. Everyone wore a stunned expression, eyes wide, and no words were uttered in response. Until...
土方さん、その名前は？
Oh, do they know?
おいおい、偶然にしちゃって行き過ぎだぜ。
They might know the father.
まあ待て。それを判断するためにも、まずは君の話を聞かせてくれるかな？
At Kondo's behest, I stood up to speak. My name is Kitsuyu Kimura. Under the watchful eyes of the leaders, I sharply described how I came to face them, how I lived in Edo, and how I'd come to Kyoto to find my father. How lonely the city felt before I arrived.
そうか。出身も江戸だったのだな。父上を探して遠路はるばる京に来たのか。して、お父上は何という方かね。
I guess they don't know the father. My father is Koda Yukimura.
つながったな。
What are you talking about?
あなたが持っていた手紙の筆跡。これはまさに光道さんのものでしたが、
Oh, I guess you do know him.
まさか本当に光道さんのご息女とはね。
You know my father? The silence was enough to tell me that a revelation of my parentage caused a pronounced change in their behavior.
どこまで知ってる？
Huh? What information are you talking
いいから
about?
洗いざらい全部吐け！
お
何しに今日に来やがった！
Oh, he mad. I just came to look for my father. I swear I don't know anything else.
親父の光道さんが何をしてるか知っててここに来たんだろうが！
I was only aware of my father being in Kyoto for his medical work, but I haven't seen him since last summer. That's all I know.
土方君、どうやら本当に何も知らないのかもしれませんよ。
The hell did the father do? So, what do you know about my father? Where is he right now? Please tell me.
光道さんの行方は現在新選組でも探している。
Okay. You're after my father? So, this means...
あ、勘違いしないでね。僕たちは光道さんを狙ってるわけじゃないから。
Okay, they're not after him. I see. A huge wave of relief came over me.
同じ幕府側の協力者なんだけど、実は彼、夏から行方知れずなんだよね。
He
幕
disappeared.
府をよく思わない者たちが光道さんに目をつけた可能性が高い。
let out an audible gasp, but decided to continue without paying me any
生
mind.
きている降参も高い。乱方医は利用価値がある存在だ。
I wasn't sure what else to do, so I nodded. My heart pounded in my chest, threatening to burst onto the floor.
近藤さん、どうでしょうか。同じ人物を探す者同士、彼女に手を貸してあげてはいかがかと。
手を貸すとはどういうことかね。
Yeah, how are they going to help
行
me?
動さんが見つかるまで互いに協力し合うということです。彼女に協力してもらうことで行動さんが見つかる可能性は格段に上昇するでしょう。
Huh?
私たちがいくら探しても姿形を変えられてしまっては見抜くことは難しい。
If he's in disguise.
ですが行動さんの娘である君ならば身なりが変わっていようとカンパできますね。
Yes, of course. I nodded as I spoke, while giving him what I hoped seemed like a steady, reassuring smile.
それに彼女が手中にあるというのは何かと都合がいいと思います。
どうだトシ。三男君の意見に俺は賛成だが。
こいつが本当に何も知らねえって言うんなら。
It's true. All I know is that my father headed to Kyoto, but I don't know anything else. And about last night, I didn't see anything.
まあ、あの乱暴医の娘となりゃ殺しちまうわけにもいかねえか。
His eyes narrowed as he looked down at me.
昨べの件は忘れるって言うんなら、父親が見つかるまでお前を保護してやる。
Oh, okay.
君の父上を見つけるためならば、我ら新選組は協力は惜しまんとも。
Thank you so much. I never imagined something like this. I was elated to have escaped death, but not only had I survived, but I'd found my first decent lead.
殺されずに済んでよかったね。とりあえずはだけど。
This guy's out for us. Jesus. He gave me that same wolfish grin. There was no denying that my situation was still less than desirable, but it didn't matter for now. Yes, I'm very glad. Against all odds, at last, I'd found help where I'd never have expected it. The Shinsengumi. My first day in Kyoto was quite an adventure. In spite of everything I'd seen, my fortune was improving with every step. I still had a long way to go, but keeping positive was my only hope.
雪村君、よかったね。これからはよろしく頼むよ。
Yes, thank you. It's a pleasure for me as well.
なあ、ゲンさん。女子となれば、ここのような男女体では申し訳ない気がするんだが。
ええ、そうですね。これはちょっと困りましたな。
I do sometimes genuinely wonder on this topic that they are on about. Like how differently women would have handled their, well, needs, I guess. Or if there was even a huge need to do it back then. You know, with like periods and all that. I know I've like, I remember this topic being discussed in school at some point. But I think it was only, you know, within the history of Europe. Not really outside of Europe. Hana crossed his arms and thought deeply.
不便があれば言うといい。その都度可能な範囲で対処しよう。
まあ女の子となりゃ手厚くもてなさんといかんよな。
Wait. Just what I missed. Oh. Thank you.
新八さん女の子に弱いもんな。でもだからって手のひら返すの早すぎ。
いいじゃねえか。これで豚書が華やかになると思えば新八に限らずはしゃぎたくもなるだろう。
Headquarters. The headquarters of the Shinsengumi was located in the Mibu area. It was where members lived and took their meals. I guess they all literally just live here, which is cool. I wasn't entirely sure I believed that sentiment.
とはいえ、ここでは女性として扱うのは難しそうです。大使として扱うのもまた問題ですし、彼女の処遇は少し考えなければなりませんね。
なら誰かの交渉にすりゃいいだろう。近藤さんとか三男さんとか。
Make her a page. Oh, an assistant to a samurai or noble. Traditionally a young man.
やだな土方さん。そういう時は言い出しっぺが責任取らなくちゃ。
ああ、そうだな。都市のそばなら安心だ。
そういうことで土方君、彼女のことよろしくお願いしますね。
てめえら勝手に決めてるんじゃねえ。
As I watched it back and forth, some of my earlier relief began to ebb away. This is how the Shinsengumi had come to look after me. Aww, that's nice. Is that the chapter? Oh yeah, there we go. And with that, that's what I'm going to save. I know it's only been 2 hours, but damn, I'm tired. I'm just about to fall asleep. But yeah, this game is very interesting. I'm loving this, especially all like the historical details. This is kind of like teaching you along the way. Also just like the, what do you call it? The dialogue. That's what I mean. This is why I like these types of games. I have played like regular dating sims before that were like more directed towards men, and they weren't very fun. They went super deep when you think. This is way more interesting than watching some cute girls do dumb shit and act all innocent and helpless all the time. Or just being mad at the main character for no reason. Yeah, this also has a whole encyclopedia. So you can reread all the little... Hold on, where is it? Oh, there's so much. So all the info about the characters, about the places. This character. Oh my god, there's a lot of this stuff. Kodachi. Oh yeah, about the swords. Oh, I'm so excited to learn about all this stuff. To look all of it. Protagonist. Yeah, so that's our protagonist. That's us. Oh yeah. Mm, if my voice can handle it, if my voice is up to the task tomorrow, I'm probably going to be continuing off. Continuing on where I left off here. Yes, that's proper English. But for now, it's gonna have to do it. I really need some rest. I did also want to say, since you, Barry, said that you also want to try that breathing method at some point. I hope I remember to do this tomorrow after I wake up and before I start streaming, to make a redeem for breathing exercises. We'll have to play around a bit with the price for it, with timers and such. Maybe I won't even have a timer. It'll just be, if 5 people redeem it at the same time, we do 5 rounds of it. Because it's literally like, I think like a minute and a half? No, actually, 1 round would be around 2 minutes. So it'd be a redeem where we're like, okay, we're doing the breathing exercise right now. We all do it together. We do it to like either like a rhythmic beat we do, or just straight up like the Wim Hof to follow along video on YouTube. No, that specific breathing method and the methods I've derived from that, they've helped me greatly in the past. Just kind of keep my energy up, improve my health overall. Just be in a good physical and mental state. So, hope I better remember to do this tomorrow. Otherwise I'm going to be very mad at myself. No, that's... Switch over to the cam here. And yeah, for those who were here in the very beginning, I've got a new little intro song, which, as I said, I didn't compose it. It's Erik Satie's Gymno Pity #1, but I did kind of like remake it in FL Studio to sound a bit more special. I might have it as like an outro song as well. I wonder if I could do that even. Let me quickly see if I can set that up. Maybe not now. Not sure how I would do it. But yeah, thanks for hopping in, everyone. And hopefully I'll be seeing you around tomorrow. You, Wiffy, rest up well. Rest is going to be vital in getting rid of any allergic reactions. If you can rest, that is. Not everyone's got free time on weekends. Oh, Wetty. Oh, that's some bad timing. I was just about to leave off. Oh no. Yeah, no, I was just about to end because I'm incredibly tired. I know it's only been like 2 hours since I started, but I've been awake for a while now. Just came back from Comic-Con. I guess I can just like chat a bit here now. From Comic-Con, how was it? Did you get any good loot? If you got some good loot, you can always post it in Discord. But no, I've been... I think I want to go to sleep. I won't be going to sleep right away anyways. If you want to chat, we can chat for a bit. Pet him? I will pet him for you. Good boy. Is that good? Is that good for you? I was just talking about it before we came in too. Actually, what's your opinion on it? I want to have opinions from people. I want to have like a breathing exercise method regime, breathing exercise redeem soon, so people can redeem that, and I'll just do like a little 2-3 minutes of breathing exercises for a bit, where everyone can just kind of follow along and join in. Just because I like doing it, I think it's quite nice. Might have spent over $400 at Comic-Con. a reasonable amount, I'd say. I think that might. I'm not sure how much I spent at last anime convention, but I feel like I spent more than that. Possibly. Good money. Hey, if you bought things that you're going to be using for the next couple of years, then that's amazing. If you spend that money on food, that's what I call being bad with money. Because that food, you're going to eat that, you're going to crap it out, and it's gone. Some Japan exclusive worth it. Have you seen my... I have figures too, not Japan exclusive or anything. No, they're quite nice to look at. There's some good decoration. And if the Japan exclusives, damn. How expensive was like one of those figures? Like what's the most expensive one of those? Out of curiosity. if you're willing to tell me. Usually I get like some of the cheaper ones, not the cheapest. But I do kind of think sometimes like I could spend like $200 on a figurine, but I could have spent half that or less. Most expensive of all time would I get? Oh, I mean, either is fine. I was asking about what you got today, like which one was the most expensive. But if you have an old time one, that might be interesting too. I'm not even sure what my most expensive was. I feel like most of them were around the same price. I feel like... Wait. Full time was $80. Oh, I assume this time it was $80 and old time was 120. Okay. Yeah, I think $80 is what I paid for my most expensive one too. Is that? Gotcha. Yeah, 120. I've seen figurines of that price at anime conventions, and some of them are pretty fucking cool. Like some of them, I would generally say worth it. Would totally buy it. Wait, hold on. I have a whole Konosuba collection. This is one of them that was the most expensive. Wait, hold on. Is that better? Can't see it. Darkness from Konosuba. I'm not sure what the edition is called exactly, but it's some kind of non-standard edition. She was $80. Should pick up them in Discord. Ooh, I'll check that in a second. There we go. Is what you got today? Oh, let me see that. Ooh. Okay. Small stuff. I mean, it was a Comic-Con, so I guess it's not straight up just anime exclusively. Link, Inkling, Mario. Haruka with Mizugoro. I also like that plush. Very nice plush. What is the Haruka one from? Trying to see. I feel like I've recognized that. It's made from. Oh, wait. I was about to say I recognize the character vaguely. That makes all sense. I always forget that. Wait, made from Pokemon. Oh, I always forget that they have different names in the Japanese version. It kind of bothers me, honestly, that they have different names. Just leave it as is. But it makes sense because it has to be marketed outside of Japan. So their decision is we gotta rename them because the kids will like it better. Yeah, that's some good loot. I assume the TV in the background isn't part of the loot. But yeah. Oh, actually, I wonder. I think soon should be the opening. There's my PC setup. Looks like a very flat screen. No, I think soon the ticket sales should be opening up for the convention I usually go to around, well, roughly around where I live. Over in Düsseldorf. Excuse my mic up. I thought, yeah, looks like a nice arm. Oh, also, there's an ad break in like 2 minutes coming in. I don't want y'all to be bothering with that. So I'm gonna try and end off within those 2 minutes. I'll have to keep it set up clean. The parts that are visible do look clean. I might make like a rooms like PC setup channel at some point in Discord or something like it. Got stuff we can introduce to. Need to get some dinner. Oh yeah, get yourself some dinner. I should also cook myself some. I got some nice beef liver in the fridge that I need to cook up. So excited for that. I love liver. But yeah, then before the outbreak starts, I guess we're leaving off here. Yes. Then you have a lovely dinner. Have a good time. Worth you have a good time. Who else? Someone else was here. Cherish was here at some point. John, have a good time. Maybe I'll be seeing you tomorrow. If not, until next time. Until then, have a great time. And bye for now. Bye bye.